It is 2 in the morning. You are somewhere on a Texas interstate, and the little orange light on your dashboard has been on for 11 miles. You are doing that thing everybody does. You are bargaining. One more exit, and I will stop. And then you see it. A canopy of white light floating in the black, maybe half a mile off the highway. 6 pumps. A little store with the windows papered over in beer ads. One truck parked at the edge of the lot with its engine running and nobody inside it. You pull in. You get out. You are looking at your phone while the pump runs, because everybody looks at their phone while the pump runs. And here is the thing nobody tells you. In that moment, you have made about 9 decisions without knowing you made them. Which exit? Which side of the road? Which pump? Whether you lock the door behind you, whether you can see the road from where you are standing, whether anybody can see you. Police officers, highway patrol, long-haul truckers, the people who work these lots at night, they all make those same 9 decisions. The difference is they make them on purpose. Because a gas station at 2 in the morning is not really a store. It is a building designed around a very specific idea. It is designed so that a stranger with cash can stop, stay for 4 minutes, and leave without anybody learning their name. Everything about it, the lighting, the layout, the entrances, the fact that it faces a highway, all of it exists to make a quick anonymous stop easy. That design is wonderful when you need fuel. It is also, if you think about it for 1 second longer than you want to, the exact design somebody else would choose. Today we are counting down 10 Texas cities where officers, troopers, and long-haul drivers will tell you the same thing. Not that the city is bad. Texas is enormous, and most of it is people trying to get home. What they will tell you is that the stop itself, in these specific places, is built badly. The roads feed it wrong. The lots are shaped wrong. The lighting lies to you. 10 down to 1. And I want to be clear before we start. This is not about who lives in these cities. Not once. This is about concrete, sight lines, and what time the sun goes down. By the end of this, you will be able to pull into any station in this state and read the lot in about 4 seconds. Number 1 is the largest city in Texas, and the reason it is number 1 is not crime. It is a decision the city made about 70 years ago that almost nobody outside Texas knows about. Let us start. Amarillo sits at the top of the Panhandle, and it exists, in a very real way, because of Interstate 40. Look at a map and Amarillo is almost exactly the midpoint between Oklahoma City and Albuquerque. It is the tank of gas. That is its job. Which means the fuel stops there are not built for the people who live in Amarillo. They are built for people passing through at speed, at night, who will never come back. That makes a lot big, flat, and full of strangers. Here is what troopers notice about Panhandle stops. The wind. It is constant up there, and it is loud, and it means you cannot hear what is happening behind you. Your ears, which are doing about half your safety work at night, and you do not even know it, are switched off. The second thing is the dark. The Panhandle is genuinely empty. Beyond the ring of that canopy light, there is nothing, and your eyes cannot adjust from bright white light to total black. So a lot in Amarillo is a small lit island, and you are standing on it, perfectly visible, unable to see one single thing outside it. The tell, if you are ever there. Stand at the pump and try to look out at the highway. If the store, the ice machine, and the air pump have you boxed in, and you cannot see the road, you are in the worst spot on the lot. Move. Waco is the midpoint of Interstate 35, dead center between Dallas and Austin, and that stretch has been under construction for most of a decade. Construction is not a safety problem because of the workers. It is a safety problem because of what it does to roads. It creates frontage roads that split, merge, and dead end. Temporary entrances, lots where the way in and the way out are not the same, and a wall of orange barrels blocking your view of both. That is what an officer means when they say a lot is bad. They do not mean the lot. They mean you cannot see and you cannot leave. Waco also serves 2 of the biggest late-night corridors in the state at once. Austin traffic going north, Dallas traffic going south, all of it tired, all of it stopping in the same 4-block strip. The tell. Before you get out, look for your exit. Not the entrance, the exit. If you have to reverse, or you have to cross the lot to leave, or the only way out puts you back into a merge, that station is a room with 1 door. Corpus Christi runs on shifts. It is a port city with a refinery corridor, and refineries do not sleep. So the 3 in the morning traffic in Corpus is not drunk traffic. It is work traffic, shift change, real people going to real jobs, and stations genuinely busy at hours when most of Texas is dead. You would think busy is safe. Usually you would be right. The problem in Corpus is stranger than that. Busy at 3 in the morning trains you to relax. 6 cars, lights, people. Your guard drops. Then the shift change ends and 40 minutes later that lot is empty, and your guard is still down, because your brain filed this place under safe. The second thing is the coast. Salt air eats lighting. Fixtures corrode. Lenses fog. And a lamp that looks like it is working from the road is throwing about half of what it was designed to throw. The tell. Do not read a lot by how many cars are in it. Read it by how much of it you can actually see. Count the dead lights. If the far corner of the lot is a gray smear rather than a place, that lot is dark, no matter how many cars are in it. Lubbock is a college town wrapped in a loop. Loop 289 circles the city, and almost every late-night station clusters on it, or just off it. That concentrates the night traffic of an entire city into a small number of lots. And Lubbock has real late-night volume in a way that towns its size usually do not, because students keep student hours. Here is the part that catches people out. Cross the loop going out, and Lubbock ends. Immediately. No gradual thinning. It is city, then it is West Texas, and West Texas at night is one of the emptiest places in the country. The stations on that edge serve both worlds at once, and they look identical. The tell. When you pull in, notice which side of the lot faces open country. Everything about a stop is different, depending on whether the dark next to you is a neighborhood or 100 miles of nothing, park facing the city. Always. Texarkana is the strangest entry on this list, and it earns its place with one geographical fact. The state line runs through the middle of it. Texas on one side, Arkansas on the other. The post office famously straddles it. That is a great trivia answer, and a genuinely awkward safety situation, because a state line is a line between two police departments, two sets of law, two dispatch systems. Officers in border towns say this openly. It is not a secret. It just means the seam between two jurisdictions is a real seam. Somebody who lives there knows where that line is. Somebody driving through has no idea. You could stop for fuel and not know which state you are standing in. And that matters for one reason. That has nothing to do with crime. If you call for help, the first question is where you are. In Texarkana at night, off a frontage road, in a lot with no signage, a lot of people cannot answer that question. The tell. Before you get out of the car, anywhere on a state line, look at your phone, not for the map, for the address. Know your street and your state before you need them, not while you need them. Halfway. And if you have noticed the pattern, good. Not one of these has been about the people in the city. Every single one has been about geometry. Where the roads go, where the light stops, how far it is to the next thing. That is not me being careful. That is what actually predicts a bad stop. Take the safest town in Texas, build a station with one exit, a blocked sightline and a burnt-out corner, and you have a bad lot. Put a perfect lot in the roughest corner of the state and it is fine. The remaining 5 get less about distance and more about design. And number 1 is the biggest lesson here, because that city did something on purpose, and it is still shaping what your gas station looks like tonight. Odessa sits in the Permian Basin, and the Permian runs on a cycle that has nothing to do with the rest of the world. When oil is up, Odessa fills with people working rotations. 2 weeks on, 12-hour shifts, nights. So Odessa has a genuine 3 in the morning economy, and the stations are open, lit, and full of enormous trucks. When oil is down, that traffic evaporates almost overnight, and the same infrastructure sits there, serving a fraction of the people it was built for. So Odessa lots are frequently oversized for whoever is using them. A lot built for 40 vehicles with 4 in it is not a busy place. It is a field with a shop on it, and almost nobody in it lives there. Nobody is a regular. Nobody is watching. The tell. Look at the size of the lot versus how full it is. An empty lot that was designed to be empty is fine. An empty lot that was designed to be full is a much lonelier place than it looks. Dallas is where we stop talking about distance and start talking about design. The Dallas-Fort Worth freeway system is one of the most complex road networks in North America, and it is built around frontage roads, service roads running parallel to the highway, with stations sitting directly on them. That is spectacularly convenient. Off the highway, fuel, back on the highway, 90 seconds, no traffic lights. Now say that sentence again slowly, and notice that it does not specify who is doing the leaving. A lot with instant highway access in both directions is a lot where nobody has to plan an exit. That is the entire point of it. It was built for exactly that. Officers in North Texas will tell you the frontage road stop is the classic one, and it is not because the neighborhood around it is anything in particular. It is because a station with a ramp 30 seconds away is a station where 4 minutes is genuinely all anybody needs. The tell. If you can see a highway on ramp from the pump, you are in a fast lot. Fast lots are not bad. They just mean you should be fast too. Fuel, pay, go. This is not the place to reorganize your bag or answer emails. San Antonio is where two of the biggest interstates in the country cross, Interstate 10 and Interstate 35, and it is one of the most visited cities in Texas. Which means the late-night driving population is heavily made of people who have no idea where they are. That is the actual risk here, and it is almost never discussed. Unfamiliarity is a safety condition. A driver who knows a city takes the exit they meant to take. A driver who does not takes the exit that appears. And a station you chose because it appeared is a station you chose for no reason at all. The downtown grid makes it worse. One-way streets and one-way streets do something specific to a lot. They mean the way you came in and the way you must go out are not just different, they are opposite. Under pressure, tired, unfamiliar, at night, people turn the wrong way onto a one-way. That is how a stop becomes a problem without anybody meaning any harm at all. The tell. If you are unfamiliar with a city, choose your station before you need it, not when the light comes on. 20 seconds on a map at the previous exit is worth more than everything else in this video. Beaumont anchors what Texas calls the Golden Triangle, and it sits on Interstate 10 right before the Louisiana line. Two things stack here. First, it is a refinery corridor, same as Corpus, but tighter. Industrial infrastructure, industrial lighting, industrial hours, and a landscape of pipe and tank and flare that is genuinely difficult for your eyes to read at night, because it is all shapes with no scale to them. Second, and this is the one that matters, it is the last major stop before a state line. Every single vehicle on that stretch of Interstate 10 is either about to leave Texas or has just entered it. Nobody is local. Everybody is mid-journey. That is a very particular kind of lot. It is a lot where every person in it is a stranger to every other person in it, and every single one of them will be 100 miles away in 90 minutes. The tell. Ask yourself one question at any stop. Does anybody here live here? In a neighborhood station, half the lot is regulars, and regulars are the best security system ever invented. At a border corridor stop, the answer is nobody. Adjust accordingly. And here it is, the biggest city in Texas, the fourth biggest in America, and the reason it is number one is not what you think. Houston has no zoning. That is not an exaggeration, and it is not a slur. It is the single most famous fact in American urban planning. Houston is the only major city in the United States without a conventional zoning code. Voters have been asked more than once, and they have said no every time. Most cities decide what goes where. Houses here, shops here, industry over there. Houston, broadly, does not. And the result is that in Houston, a gas station can sit next to almost anything. A refinery, a warehouse, a nightclub, a field, a house, a road that goes nowhere. Everywhere else in this video, I have been telling you to read the surroundings of a lot, because the surroundings tell you what the lot is for. A station next to houses is for the neighborhood. A station next to a ramp is for the highway. In Houston, that reasoning breaks. The surroundings tell you nothing, because the surroundings were not planned. You cannot read the lot by reading the block, because the block is not a block. It is just whatever got built there. Add the freeway system, which is vast even by Texas standards. Add a port that runs 24 hours. Add the sheer scale, and you get a city where you can drive 4 minutes and go from one kind of place to a